This is Gerald Overmars. I think it is always interesting to compare languages because the naming of objects is always with a certain reason behind it, why certain letters have a preference. And it's not just because the languages hang together and you have certain letter combinations that reminds you of another word. It's a whole set of associations that are easily provoked. That is already a different way of investigation than what I'm doing at this moment. This moment I'm investigating how much letters have an influence on our interpretations. And our interpretations are also built up around a logical system of letters that I'm not going to say now why this is logical and so on, but I already explained it in many videos. And it's just an extra video after I have explained mouse in the English word. I will also come to the French word and just have a look what are the differences between these two words. Is the mentality the same? Is the description the same? If the description is different, what result does it have of how I look at the animal? All these things matter concerning to mouse, and I'm trying to show you that, and in my end result, in my last conclusion, it will should be clear how much difference there actually is also in the approach, not just in this description, but sometimes also in the approach that comes forth from it. We already had mouse, which I showed as a focus, where a part of it is focusing upon the form. Another part of your quick thinking of hanging these things together chooses for it a couple of letters that are hang together with movement into the environment as well. So it is something that is not directly upon the focus, and that's all it. Now the environment plays a role too. And then the S at the end is almost like, oh, I'm also quickly losing it again. This kind of focus. And the tail of the mouse is also used to quickly go and lose your focus upon the mouse. It is his or its form of organization to get rid of it, of your focus as quickly as possible, if necessary. So a small part of the forms are hanging together. A small part is getting into the environment and move whenever it's necessary. Its move is of course governed by the tail, and it's gone. Don't overthink it when I'm saying these things, that of course it is a reasoning, but it fits all with these letter positions, and they match, and they have an access point, and you can use these access points. You're free to do so when it is really about focus. I focus upon focus, so I can talk about these focuses, and that's why I can say these things. And what was immediately visible, of course, with these three focuses is that the last letter, the S, was this unpredictable nature. So whoops, and it goes away. The S is contextual. Usually I say, okay, it's the end effect of something, and when you describe it, it's mostly then more like at an ending or somewhere in between. It has a relationship with the bigger context, which you have to figure out. You have to calculate it a little bit, because it's at the end of the system, it is really not something that you control. So it's very uncontrollable, unpredictable, for several reasons that I can also explain geometrical and mathematically and so on. But that's what the letter S is. S is that nature of that you have to calculate it. Even in a word like juice, for instance, it is like it has a nature. Okay, you know what it is, but where's the beginning? Where's the ending? It's that kind of unpredictable nature. Here it is immediately about the focus as well that you have upon the mouse, which is that unpredictable thing which switches to where, yeah, according to its own mind, of course, in this case. Two letters are the same from mouse or souris, but in the opposite direction. It starts from the S, from its unpredictable nature, so it actually gives it even more focus. Oh, there is, I see something, oops, that unpredictable nature. So an unpredictable nature can as well be, okay, we have a status, which is also with the S, a status, which is general, no clear beginning, no clear ending, but you know its status, you know, yeah, in between this zone, it will be there. The beginning and the ending, they are not fixed points, and that's what S is. No fixed points, but here it's about focus. You have this unpredictable focus. The U is also the same. Here in English, it's pronounced as ow. It will be more like U. So there will be a slightly difference, but the how it's written is the same. So we will have to keep these two parts, and that's also, yeah, this will only give us two letters, the S and the U. And the word actually of S, U, S or sou exist in French, so I will take that one too, and I will associate that one too, because it immediately reminded me when I saw these almost like flipping coins. It reminded me immediately as dessous, because of the S, two S's in between the two S's. These in this case unpredictable movements that of course switch because they go from one side to the other. It cannot be other than an interaction in between them, an interaction which creates a value, like the sou or the money is there in between. Bit of a coincidence, but that's the way how these associations come in. Sometimes they are helpful, but I saw immediately, oh yeah, there is something there. And in this case, I don't think there's much reference to the sou as the money, but you have also dessous or sous, which is below. So it's also this switching, and this switching is a switching between two, let's say that as are worlds of effects that come and go. In between that, you try to figure out what's going on there, and you try to look what's there. Here the attention goes to, with the U, to what is below, like U is what is inside, what's below, what's in it, and so on. So it gives you a little bit more attention to what's going on there. More in that kind of sense is this combination of letters actually also meaningful, and can it help us also to give us the right associations to understand better where our focus is going to be at another combination with these letters. But it's more than sou. We also have the ri in between. Ri is a combination of the R, which is trying to collect material from outside to inside, and the E gives it its insertions. So okay, the second S is less important because you don't pronounce it. So you have the R and the E. Ri, accident. So the R, the other R goes inwardly. So the ri is that going inwardly movement. Ri is also a French word, and it means smile. Pretty funny because I see a smiling mouse already a little bit here, but it's quite fake. I'm very quick in these descriptive directions. The directions are correct, but it's very descriptive and very vague. It's already not very practical when you have just vague interception region of S, between S and S, already a vague description. Then the trying to catch a place somewhere, which with E will have a place somewhere where it will be catch and where it will catch your attention. Actually, that is basically what it is, very quickly said in this case. It's actually just nothing more than your attention. It goes to that place there, that place where I noticed something. What did I notice something? It was that, of course, it was the mouse, this mice, which was nibbling there at that place. Yeah, there it is. Mouse, on the other hand, is, if I derive that to the simple focuses, almost like hand gestures, the mouse is even more easy to derive them to those hand gestures. Hand gestures are also a part of language, not just in Italy, but also everywhere in the world. They are the same for everyone, even how we look at things, how we behave towards them, and so on. Describe also the same kind of focuses, or can describe these focuses, or can help our mind to it. I read somewhere also that the development of our brain during the whole time of how it has been developed, give it a very long time of development via gestures, via that kind of part of the language. Before we even used a writing system, or especially, or even speech. So even before speech, the hand gestures, the signals were there first. Mouse can be derived to such signals actually very easily. I have the M, which is that material hanging together. You have the O. You see it somewhere in the environment where somebody comes forward, just like in the owl, and then that unpredictable nature. With muis, the Dutch word, you have also, you had that starting point in M as well, but the A is much smaller. You have almost have to pick it out. Yeah, where is it? Oh yeah, it's there, and that unpredictable nature again. Languages differ a little bit, different in that sense that there are sometimes there are other choices made of letters, but of course also you see here they simply describe the same thing, just slightly different. And if you start with the unpredictable thing first, or you say, or you look at the animal first, and then realize also its unpredictable nature, it gives you a slightly different perspective to the animal here in this case, which also might give you a slightly different approach towards the thing. I had a few examples in my book, also an example of the French. Once they, for instance, name certain foods, like an egg. The egg really describes the form and that something is in it. In Dutch it is just it's just the form. But in French you almost can taste it, and that's what also makes a difference. What do you do with it? How do you, with the egg? Okay, you have already some preparations possible. The is it's just laying there, egg, but with enough, you really can feel it, you can sense it, you can know the consistency. The differences lie in the choice of words sometimes as well. What do the French think of the mouse? Probably they see immediately this unpredictable nature. They first start to see where is it. Oh, it's there nibbling there. It's this little souris. And it even gives them a smile. And it's gone again. See, it's already different in sensibility how they approach the animal. Thank you, French, for making us smile. Bye.